So what's up, guys? GotDave here, and one of my subscribers that I talk to regularly, who also owns a Beta, and I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly what size bike he's got. I'm sure he'll leave it in the comments if he watches this video. But he was, we got in just a short conversation about, he said something about, you know, like, is having more bikes really worth the extra maintenance of having more bikes, you know? And my comment back to him was, hell yeah, you know, like, I mean, it's worth it for the fun, you know, like the added amount of fun of having different choices of bikes to ride makes it worth it to have the extra maintenance of, you know, that's involved with having more than one motorcycle. But I started thinking about it, and all of a sudden I realized, I'm like, what am I thinking? It's not more maintenance, it's the same amount of maintenance. All right, think about it this way. If you ride 100 miles every single weekend, and you're putting 100 miles every single weekend on one bike, and the maintenance is coming every so often, so like say every 10 weekends I've got to change the oil in the Beta, okay, because like 10 times 100 is 1,000. And so if I'm doing 100 miles every single weekend, then every 10 weekends I have to change the oil in the Beta. So all of a sudden, if I buy a second bike, say like, okay, this weekend I'm gonna put 100 miles on the brand new bike because I'm all stoked out, and then next weekend I put 100 miles on the Beta, and then I go back and next weekend I put 100 miles on the brand new bike. And so think about it, at that point it's going to take 20 weeks before you have to change the oil on the Beta, not 10 weeks, because you're putting half as many miles on it. And more and more, like say you got like 3 bikes, then you're putting a third of the miles on each bike, because you're going to go like 100, 100, 100. And especially right when you buy a brand new bike, I'll tell you what, at least how I am, right when I buy a brand new bike, I won't ride like the new bike and then the old one, and then the new one, then the old one. I'll ride like the new one for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row straight, and then I'll be like, oh, I should probably ride the old bike, you know, it's like sitting over there crying, battery's going dead, you know, and so I'll ride the old bike, but then the next weekend I'll ride the new one, then the next weekend I'll ride the new one, then, you know, so at that point you're putting way less miles on the bike that you had. So I don't know, that's the way I think about it. That was a good topic, a good suggestion, so thank you very much for that, Tom. And that I appreciate that kind of stuff. If any of you guys think of different things, you know, like that would make good videos, let me know, because that I mean, that I had never thought about it. You know, I thought about, you know, like if you get 2 bikes it's twice as much, if you get 3 bikes it's 3 times as much, and like now that I've got 4 bikes, honestly it's not 4 times as much, it's a quarter of as much. And honestly, it's like I don't even remember the last time I changed the oil in the Beta, and I don't even remember the last time I changed the oil in this thing. You know, like I've got it all written down so I don't go over the miles, you know, like I keep track of my maintenance, you know, so it's all good. But it's like now I don't even remember the last time I changed the oil in my bikes. You know, about the only thing I do is every time, like I'll check my tires almost every single time I go out on my bike, on any of the bikes. I always check the tires. That's like a habit. And maybe every other ride I'll like oil the chain, you know, like I'll look at it, and if it looks pretty dry, if the rollers you know, like, because the links are always going to look like the side plates, they're always going to look like they've got oil on them. But like if you look at the rollers where they're actually contacting the teeth, if that looks dry, that's usually when I give it some oil. But anyway, thanks again, Tom T, for the comment. It made a very good topic for a video, because I hadn't really thought about it, and now that I think about it, it's totally different than, it's like the opposite of what I thought. You know, it's like way less maintenance rather than way more maintenance. It's more cost. That's what it is. It's more money, because you got more registrations and you know, stuff like that, more insurances. But other than that, it's really not all that much more work when you really think about it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.